Going on, car guys and car gals. It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
It's Lenard, subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, having fun with this incredible solutionary that's been brewing with us for years now. Brother, we've been brewing together for years.
Since our very first event.
Yes, very first event
that we ever went out as Car Guy Coffee. He was there.
He was right there.
Hanging out with us. So since day one. He's a day one. Day one.
Day one.
Stalking you.
And if you can't read the name tag, the dual-sided name tag, well, everybody, we are brewing with the one, the only Scott Davis from Bali, everybody. And we are having such a great time. What I absolutely loved about a little bit of what David said up there on the stage is, man, I love it that I have a friend that I could just be with. He didn't even have words to talk about the friendship that you all have. And I loved it because it was real and genuine, just like everything that happens here at this event. But welcome back, brother. Yeah. How much fun has it been for you so far?
Oh, I love this event. It's great every year. David bleeds for this event. He bleeds for all of us, the dealers. We just have a great time and love it every year. I hope it doesn't change. So I hope we can be doing this podcast 5 years from now.
And I love that you're saying that. And so let's give a little context to some of the people out there that don't know what is going on, because if you go to research this event next year, it's going to have a little bit of a name change. So go into a little bit of detail for those that don't know about what is happening with the Kain event.
Yeah. David sold his company to NCM, and it's unclear to all of us who love David what this will look like next year. If they're smart, they'll there's a lot of power behind David's name, but we're all kind of wondering what it'll be like.
Right.
So, that is kind of up in the air. It's a little bit scary, but at the same time, we're excited because I know something's going to come from it. Like you said, if they're smart, they'll continue this legacy, because this legacy is something that people are excited about. Mm-hmm. Pretty much everyone we've interviewed, whether it's a vendor or a dealer, they come here because of him. And they know that he only surrounds himself with other great people that want to do right. They want to do right? No one's perfect, but they want to do right. Mm-hmm. And that's the key. And I love that, and that's why it's key. I feel honored when he invites us to come to the event. Like, he says, hey, Fred, let's do your show here. I'm like, wow, because I know how loud we are. And that's not David, but yet he loves us being here because he knows that energy is something that is unique. But David's a great guy, and he brings great people, Scott, and you're one of them. You're somebody that since day one that we've met you, you've always been an encourager. I've looked to you for mentorship in the past. I've looked to you for so many different things. I mean, even the way you are as a father, and you do some really amazing stuff, man. So
thank you. I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah. Speaking of lucky guy, he's not just here with his son, he's also here with his wife, who, I mean, how awesome is it to be able to come do what it is that you love to do for the industry and do it with the people that you absolutely love most in the world?
Oh, yeah. I mean, how could it be any better? Wendy has had a great time at this trip as well. We didn't bring her the previous couple times, or she didn't come because we had other commitments, but Wendy wears many hats for Volley, accidentally and now on purpose because of it. And it's been great to get her. She's really enjoyed it, and she's looking forward to the races today. Hopefully it doesn't rain too bad.
Right. We're ready for the races too.
Oh yeah.
Feeling ready to go.
You guys are always ready. I mean, you've got the good clothes game going all the time.
Well, we got to keep up. We're always in front of cameras all the time.
You got to keep it with the Kain event.
Yeah.
But no, we definitely are excited. We're from Kentucky, so races like this, we kind of traditionally we have these jackets because we feel that aura of the Derby or the aura of the horse races. It's a unique time. It's a time where you can dress up or you can dress down. That's what I love about races. They're not all about dressing up. Right. It's about the horses. It's about the fun of the races, not knowing what's going to happen. Knowing there's favorites, but sometimes the ones with the worst odds win. And it happens in the industry. Every once in a while in this industry, we see some things that are unique, and we'll see that underdog come up and win the game, right? It's important to see that happen. There's a lot of great new businesses, new vendors that are here right now that would be underdogs in a sense, because there's big companies like who we just interviewed, Cox Automotive, out there running the game in a lot of different ways, yet they come in and they offer something that they don't, even though they are the underdog. People hear the message and they love the message. So it's great.
But what's encouraging is that they want to come into the room with everybody that's in here to be able to learn what's going on, and you have to appreciate the measure of commitment that they have. But just like the commitment that you have to being able to be here to continuously contribute. You have an incredible captive audience. You had a packed room. I mean, that was a packed room in there, getting some great information from you. And for those that are watching and that don't really know what it is that Volley does for them inside of their store, or for the companies that support dealers, what is it that Volley actually does for those that have never seen you on our show, which I don't know how you've done that, folks.
Yeah. Volley's BDC software. Dealers use Volley to bring technology to their BDC so that they can run their BDC more profitably. Hey, I want to flip this on you guys, though. Enough about me. It's very obvious, and you guys can tell with all these changes that are happening in the automotive space, that a lot more business for a dealership is coming through technology, coming through the BDCs, whether it be phone calls, email, SMS, chat, social. And you guys are some of the biggest trainers in the area, or in the space. So when you guys go out to a dealership, how does that change your strategy, where more of the business is coming through the front lines are the BDC? How does that change how you guys train?
Appreciate it. So what we try to do is help to encourage all of the staff that has any type of engagement or usury of the technology to be excited about the potential that they have in it, and then start to create and operate the processes that help make sure that those technologies turn into well-used techniques to serve the customer better. So we try to take the inspiration that people have to have a technology and put it into an actual implementation strategy that helps make sure it's part of the culture. It's not just the newest toy that we have. It's something that we use consistently. We don't want it to be the treadmill that everybody has in their basement. We always want to make sure the technology doesn't necessarily an awesome sales process and to go to the next level. And we help create some of the processes that make sure that they do become seamless.
But and to add on to that, that relationship between the sales department and a BDC in particular, there's a lot of times where that ball gets dropped, where you either incentivize the BDC too much to go and set the appointment to where they actually kill the deal because they're trying so hard to set the appointment instead of turning the deal over to somebody who can set the appointment or answer the question that they're trying to get answered. So that sometimes is a curveball. So it's coming up with clear, defined, what is your role? What is your title? What are you supposed to do with that? So if your BDC is going to have to do all that, then we need to make sure that everybody understands that there's no argument about what their role is. But in some stores, you're going to make sure they're just first point of contact to be able to turn it over to somebody once they have somebody live. So it just depends on your strategy, but you got to make sure that strategy is done well and it's accounted for, because that's kind of where I see the ball gets dropped a lot, is that ball that people, they don't know when should I take the call? When should they, stop the call? When should I turn it over? Do I need to set the appointment, or can they set the appointment? Hey, I don't make bonuses unless I set appointments. Well, maybe we should change the way that we look at that. There's a million things we could do, but being clear and making sure everybody understands, and then going back and reviewing it every so often to make sure that there's no changes that need to happen, because no matter what, there's room for improvement all we do. Process is something that we can get better, and we can always get better at every single month, every single day. But a lot of times what I see is that's the issue. So if we can get that right, which is what we work on a lot, is that communication between the two. Just teaching salespeople basics like read the notes, right? Go back and read not just the last note, but all the notes. It'll tell you a lot more about what's happening inside there. Leaders, go back and read the notes yourself, and you'll see where your team's dropping the ball, where you can educate them more and help them get better. It's the accountability factor. It's huge. So that's where I see where we come into play. We are able to help them get more accountable and be able to communicate seamlessly with the customer and with between the BDC and them. So it's a great thing to have a BDC, I think, but it's a counteractive thing if the BDC is doing everything to almost counteract what we're trying to do, is just get people to like us, trust us, and want to do business with us. So,
yeah, I mean, I love Volley. Volley is great technology.
It's amazing.
But
the best out there, in my opinion.
But Volley, like all technology in a dealership, is actually meant to help people sell cars to other people. Even AI, they're helpers, right?
Yes.
And it's all about the doing. The essence of life is the doing. It's no more important in business. One of the themes at this conference was make sure that you're maximizing what you're currently paying for as well.
Yep.
You guys do a great job of that. So I know that the listeners on here, most of you guys have probably hired Fred and Lou, but geez, you guys should have them come in to help with good processes to help people do the doing, because it's the most important thing.
It really is.
Because there is the doing of it and the tools that you have to do it with. I mean, the greatest infantry is going to be effective with the bayonet.
Yeah.
But if we can teach them how to use these laser guided missiles, to use the scopes, to use all the technologies that it takes to be able to be more effective, well, then put the bayonets away. Let's actually develop a process that makes life actually not have to be risked to actually do the work that we're supposed to do. When we get the drones in and we don't have to put a pilot inside of a seat, that's better for the pilot not having to jump inside of that seat. And in many different scenarios, that technology sets us up for success. We just don't actually keep the ball in the air long enough or the right way, and it gets dropped. And then there goes the volley, where we want to make sure that we keep it in line and we don't keep bouncing a customer back and forth. We keep them inside of a flow that keeps them feeling valued, and people actually enjoy using the technology that they have. Otherwise, what are we doing it for? Why do we even have it? And Scott, what I love about you is how real you keep it with everybody. You keep it real with us, and how you honor what it is that we actually do inside of the market, and just how cool and smooth you are about all of it. Your swag is on another level, brother. We do honor and appreciate that.
I don't have the bro hug game that you have. So, but I mean, it's like a constant bro hug battle between these guys. But yeah, appreciate that. So, one of the great failures in business is, because everyone wants to do good, and most of the people you work with are awesome, is when management lays out a policy that then they never follow up on, or never, so true. That's a lot of what you guys bring, is to help put these things in place so that you're not constantly breaking your promises to your workers and making, sow the doubt in what they're doing in the place. So
it's true. It's good
I hope everyone calls Fred and Lou.
No, you're way too kind, Scott. I appreciate you throwing those plugs in for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it means a lot. And honestly, when you say it, it means more than you know.
Yeah, it does.
Seriously, that boost of confidence from you.
There's no fluff with it. It's real.
So those words are big, folks. Whether you call us, whether you call somebody, just get some help. If you need the help, you need to do it. Get your sales team, letting them know that you are going to bring in support to make sure that they're successful, will change the confidence inside them. It'll change the motivation inside them. And at the end of the day, your bottom line will go up. So let's make some money together. Let's have some fun together, and let's reach out to people like Scott and Bali. If you have a call center, if you have people dialing out and you want to make it more effective and get them more dials very efficiently, Bali's the way to go. I'm telling you, they're the best in the market. They've been doing it for a long time, and they're not just resting on their laurels. They're always looking for ways to improve their product. So reach out to them, learn more. Here's his email address. We got Scott at Bali. Reach out to him, send him a nice message. Tell him if you want a demo, if you need to learn more about it, I promise you won't regret it. Scott's a great guy, and his business is even better. It's amazing to even believe that, man. They're doing big things, helping thousands of people out there be able to help people communicate a lot more. So I love it.
So great. Well, thanks for having me on.
Well, we're so thankful that you're here, and you know what to do. You already know the moves. We got to make sure that we forgive, focus, fly, and we keep growing all the time, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Scott, let's get it rocking on 3. 1, 2, 3. Forgive. Focus. Fly. And keep growing.
All the time, baby.
I got nervous. I mean, I've done this how many times, and I still flubbed it.
It's all good.
Well, it's all good.
All right.
We're so thankful, everybody, that you're tuning in. I'm Lou Ramirez, the Car Guy.
Fred Lennar, subprime hero.
And you've been Brewing Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, live at the 2024 Kain event that is in lovely Lexington, Kentucky, with the one,
the only
Scott Davis. All right, Scott. We will
Scott.
see you all soon. This message has been brought to you by Certified Solutionaries. We're out.